Welcome to the Trust Factor Radio, bringing you interviews and insights to unlock the power of the subconscious mind to create authority, credibility, and trust. With your host, the Authority Architect and best-selling author, Neil Howe.
Hello and welcome to the show. This is your host, Neil Howe, and today my special guests are Nick Quirk and Marc Brookland. Marc Brookland is the CEO of SEO Locale, and Nick Quirk is the COO of SEO Locale from Jenkintown, Pennsylvania. And they're here to give us some information about the SEO industry and what is working now in digital media. So welcome to the show, Nick Quirk and Marc Brookland.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourselves and your company, SEO Locale, and why you got that started.
We actually opened up shop in 2015 is when we registered the business. We had met a few years ago. We'd always talked about opening our own SEO company and really wanting to help businesses. So finally, after a couple of I was doing in-house SEO for another company and they went out of business. And it was right around the time where we were really thinking about we really gotta do this. So I took a day or two and thought about it, and I just said I'm all in. And then shortly after, Nick came on full time, and I mean that's really how SEO Locale started. And as soon as we came out public, a lot of our network. Just from social media, they were all sending us referrals and they were inquiring about our services. We do a lot of work with local shops within Philadelphia and Jenkintown. We have national clients, international clients. We're willing to work with anyone who is willing to work with us. So it's been really exciting since we started. We've had a lot of great success so far, and we're looking forward to more success moving forward.
Well, congratulations on that, getting started up in your own business. I know SEO and digital marketing is an exciting business. There's always a lot going on. There's always lots of changes for all these business people to keep up with. So talk to me about the kinds of businesses that you work with. Is it mostly in the local markets?
We have a lot of people that are doing local SEO. But we also represent some brands that are for the national SEO side. A lot of the problems that we see, these businesses don't know how to market in the local area. So that's where we come in, to play. So it's important to keep, the small businesses and the small business owners well aware of what's going on with Google and all the updates that are happening.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think the local small business are really the backbone of the American economy, and they need help. So talk to me about, what it is that they're looking for. I know you said the information about being able to rank, but, ultimately, what's their biggest problem?
I think the biggest problem with these businesses, and it's not even just the small businesses, we see it with a lot of people, they just don't understand what the services that they're getting. They don't understand what's being done for them on a monthly basis. They have no idea what they're paying for, and even more, they have no idea how to measure success. So one of the biggest things that we provide for our clients is transparency. We have a full client dashboard that includes data pulled directly from Google Analytics, from Google AdWords if you're running paid search, keyword ranking reports, Google Search Console that's directly connected to your website. All this information and data is right in front of the clients for them to look at anytime they want. And any questions they have, they're free to call us. We're always available. We meet with our clients on a monthly basis. Some of our clients, we meet much more frequently than that. We'll meet them weekly. We'll meet them every 2 weeks. Whatever they need to feel comfortable and to understand what they're getting and to understand what are those key performance indicators. What are the KPIs that we should be measuring that's going to show them, yes, your website is working for you. Yes, the strategies we're implementing are successful.
Mm. From an actual business owner's point of view, I know looking at all these things can, sometimes be confusing for them, even though for you and I to look at, it might make sense. But, what's the bottom line for the business? It's about growth.
Yeah, 100%. And what we do to show that is we help implement different goals within your Google Analytics. Conversions are set up within AdWords so that we're able to track and measure how many people are coming to your website, what percent of those visitors are converting, and we can even, if it's possible, we can set up a goal where your average customer might be worth $500 to you. So we can say that X amount of conversions led to an estimated X amount of dollars. And that's the opportunity that business had to make that sale or get that customer or win that business.
And really knowing that data is, something that you can really look at to see, well, this is working really well, let's do more of this, or this is not working so well, let's not do so much of that.
100%. I mean, it drives everything that we do. Being data driven is one of the most important things that you can do and understand as any business owner, and especially as a digital marketing company, because nobody knows or really understands what they're buying from you. They just know this idea of SEO and digital marketing, and some guy told me that I need this, or I read somewhere that I need this. So being able to provide that sort of value to them, it gives them concrete data that they can look at and they can understand as a business owner and say, all right, this is how my dollars are working from me, and this is how well it's working for me.
Mm-hmm. So why is SEO, after 15 years or so of people trying to game the search engines, I suppose, and get in the front page of Google, why is SEO still important today?
SEO is important today because everyone is using their mobile device. Everyone is looking for that immediate response. If it's your sink that just broke, you're looking for emergency plumber. You don't go into yellow pages in the yellow book and try finding a plumber. You just Google it real quick because you need that immediate response. It's emergency and stuff like that. And SEO is really, it's just going to continue growing. It's going to be, taking over in a certain way because the traditional marketing of billboards and everything else can only take you so far, and your reach is a lot greater online now.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've heard over the past few years that some people are saying SEO is dead, but what is your view on that?
I really don't believe SEO is dead. I think digital marketing as a whole is more the strategy, but SEO is still alive. It's still important. Maybe tracking keyword rankings isn't as important because if you're going long tail keywords and you're doing the right stuff, I truly believe you're going to rank the correct way and bring in the quality of traffic that you're looking for. I still don't believe it's not dead, and I think it's just going to continue growing.
Yeah, I think quite possibly the old way of doing SEO, where you could use some not so ethical things that you could do to get results, that's probably dead. I think Google is getting smarter now, would you say?
Oh, 100%. I think the algorithm that's out there, that's updating pretty much more than we can ever think of, it's really smart. Because there are people out there that are trying to manipulate the system and try to, beat the system really and overrank other people. But even if they do that, Google's algorithm basically will catch them. If it's not immediately, it's going to be within time. So, the white hat SEO days are important. And, there's companies out there that are outsourcing stuff from other countries and stuff. And it's black hat SEO, and a lot of business owners do not understand that because they think, oh, I need backlinks, I need this, and they're not educated on what type of product they're really receiving. So it is important to make sure you follow the Google Webmaster guidelines and keep everything clean.
So tell me what is really working now for these local businesses. If somebody's looking for a plumber, what does a plumber need to do in order to be found? What do they need to do for their website or total digital marketing presence?
For local businesses specifically, I mean, Google has rolled out a lot of updates for local search specifically. Everyone's on their mobile phone. Everybody is pulling their phone out looking for, what's the closest pizza shop to me? So it's incredibly important for your website to have hyper-localized landing pages. In other words, we're here in Jenkintown, so we have a landing page on our website that is offering digital marketing services to the Jenkintown community. We also have landing pages offering that to Philadelphia and so on and so forth. It's also incredibly important to have a Google My Business setup or a GMB. Easy to set up. It's free to set up. Posting on your Google business page, making sure that you have a lot of reviews. Reviews are huge nowadays. Everyone is going to look at reviews, and people trust what other people say, even after their friends or family and peers. Reading what a perfect stranger has to say about a review of a company speaks way louder than anything that they're going to read about you on their website. So it's important that you have a lot of reviews, and even if you don't have, if you have an experience with a customer who isn't so satisfied and they may leave a not so nice review, don't try to bury it. Don't ignore it. Don't respond negatively and lash out at them. Try to understand what the situation was. And try to help that customer change their experience with you. Getting a negative review and how a company responds to that review, that speaks volume, because then people have that peace of mind that, I'm trusting this company with these products or services, but if something happens to go wrong, I know that they're going to try to help me fix the problem and turn things around for me. So those are some of the things locally that are extremely important.
Mm-hmm. As far as the reviews go, is that just a conversion metric, or is that something that Google takes into account while ranking your site in Google My Business?
Yeah, I definitely think that the more reviews you have, the better. There are some other things that you can do, within the reviews or responding to reviews. You can mention, thanks for visiting our pizza shop in Jenkintown, Philadelphia, or Jenkintown, Pennsylvania, just to add even more relevance within Google's platform, how relevant your brick and mortar shop is to that area. Mm-hmm. Reviews are tough. There's not really that easy link button that you can send, or that you can just whip out your phone and have people write a review for you. Google has made it a point to get reviews that are real from customers who have actually experienced working with you. They don't want, they don't want everyone at your store just pulling out their phone or going on their laptop and writing a review. So it's really important that if you do have that experience, that you take the time to reach out, either phone call or email or whatever the process is going to be. I appreciate the business that you had. How's your experience? Would you mind going on Google and writing a review? So it is difficult, but it's work. And that's why that Google rewards those businesses who have all of those reviews, because people are doing the work to get those reviews and put on the best face that they can for their customers.
When ranking on the map, because the map seems to get a lot of the clicks that are on the first page, how does one company get on the map that might not have any reviews and a very basic website compared to other companies that have dozens of reviews and a website that's been around for years? How does Google sort all that out?
Yeah, so Google has their own, secret sauce, but basically they put the geographical, elements in play. So if I am looking for an SEO company in Philadelphia, if you're not physically located in a radius of Philadelphia, of course you're not going to rank. But if you're trying to rank and you're in the actual Philadelphia and you don't have the reviews to back it up, staying active on Google My Business, of course, is a good choice. Also, basically, tagging certain elements of your images and everything else that would basically send the right signs and signals to Google that you're in this area. This is where you are. This is where you want to rank. So it's all about relevancy. Are you relevant for the area? Are you relevant for that search intent and stuff like that?
So how important is it for businesses to really keep adding content to their website and trying to put out social media content as well?
Social media, I don't think has direct impact on SEO, but I think that the signals that come from social media also have their benefits for SEO. It is important to keep on updating your website with content, making sure that Google understands that, you care about your business. There's always something new that should be coming out. If it's on social media, if it's on your blog or articles, stuff like that. Because if you basically keep updating your content, it's going to want to come back and crawl other pages or more pages, and help you, basically rank.
Mm-hmm. So how important is it to really look at the keywords and those kind of rankings now?
So looking at rankings, it's tough because if you're really trying to, rank for a keyword, there might be other keywords that are ranking that you're not aware of unless you're running it through a tool to pull all of your rankings that are relevant. So I personally don't believe in keyword rankings. I like to I'm data driven. I love to look at Google Analytics and see how many people came organically going to this part of the website. Here's the reason why. We all know that you can't figure out the actual search intent because Google likes to hide that information from everyone. But if you know the landing page, you know that you're targeting a certain keyword on this page, what you're doing is right, and you can optimize further.
Mm-hmm. What other misconceptions are there out there about SEO?
I would say one of the big ones is that digital marketers or SEO companies are your sales team. We are not your sales team. What our job is to increase your bottom line, and we're doing that by giving our clients the opportunity to make a sale. So just because you're getting a conversion doesn't necessarily mean that conversion actually increased your bottom line. What it means is you have the opportunity to make a sale that you may otherwise not have had. So for us, that's one of the biggest ones where we see that sometimes we might have someone say, "Oh, I haven't gotten a single sale from online marketing," and we might take a look at their analytics and say, "You've had 100 conversions over the last 30 days. Who's answering your phone? What questions are they inquiring about? How are you helping them?" So sometimes it's always easy for people to, blame their marketing team or whoever it is. But sometimes it's not always the case. In some cases, it might be. They may not have actually gotten any potential sales or anything. But I think that's a big misconception where we're not a sales team. We just provide the opportunity.
And there's another misconception out there. Basically, everyone always says content is king. Yeah, content will get you so far, but there's other things that have to happen for your digital marketing strategy to work.
Yeah, I think every business needs some kind of closer, to close the sales, especially if you're a local business. Talking about different products, maybe. What do you need to do if it's a product-based website to close the sales? Is a funnel important for that kind of sale?
Yeah, definitely. For e-commerce websites, it's generally easier to provide an ROI as an SEO company because there is a dollar amount that you are able to track throughout the entire purchasing cycle. Excuse me. So we can identify, all right, these are what people are searching for within your website. Here are the pages they landed on. Is the user experience good enough? Is it not good enough? So we can much more easily track that from an e-commerce website. Yeah.
What are some of the fears that businesses might have about getting started with a real digital marketing company and implementing a good SEO campaign?
I mean, a lot of business owners are scared to either move to another digital marketing company or take that risk because they're really not sure if that company is qualified. Because, if you make the slightest change that might be, on a website and it may alter, the relevancy behind it, it could be detrimental, and you could take a website and basically destroy the traffic if it's done incorrectly. So I think business owners they're afraid to, move to another company, or if they deal with it in-house, is an agency going to be the right choice? And really, it's all about educating the client and showing them this is what we're going to do. This product that we offer, we don't hide any of that information. We want them to know what we're doing, how we're doing it, because at the end of the day, if they know what we're doing and how we're doing it, it's going to be better for their business and for them to understand everything.
Right. And do you feel that SEO is the only targeted traffic avenue that most businesses have?
And there's so many different channels that you can go through. I mean, our agency, we're a full service digital marketing agency. We'll handle paid search campaigns, so AdWords, paid channel. We'll handle email marketing campaigns. We'll handle your social media campaigns. So there are so many other ways that you can drive traffic to your site. It just so happens that organic is, number one, it's free. And number two, it's generally the most effective way to get traffic and conversions. Organic traffic, you're able to get these potential customer information into your system. You know that they're looking for your products or service, and it's almost as if you're in control of getting that sale. Whereas people who might be shopping around on social media, they kind of click something because they think it's cool, but they're not really interested. Even on paid advertising, a lot of people don't really trust paid ads. I think it's only about 30% of people are willing to click on a paid ad that they see. So that's why some of those other avenues are probably not as successful as organic, but there are still very viable options that we will incorporate in a full 360 digital marketing package.
And does that encourage people to connect with their audience and to be able to follow up with them?
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, each channel has its purpose. I mean, social media specifically is all about helping your customers understand your brand, connecting with your customers. A lot of times when people have a question or a complaint or whatever, they'll go to social media, they'll go on Facebook and leave a comment on something. And it's such a great way to connect with your customers and make them laugh and give them a lasting imprint of what your product or service is, that when they think of your product or services, they're going to say, oh, I want those guys who did that really funny commercial on social media that I saw.
Mm-hmm. So there's a top of mind branding kind of aspect to the social media part of it.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
What are some common pitfalls or common mistakes that you see business owners make when it comes to trying to do their own SEO?
So basically with the common mistakes we run into, not even having Google Analytics installed. How are you measuring what you're doing without having data behind it? And then we also see people who are over-optimizing. They're listing, 50 local towns on one page, and it's spammy. It's basically like almost black hat SEO they're doing because they're just listing the towns. It serves no purpose for the consumer when they land on that page. You're just trying to rank for that town because you're putting it on there. And then also we see people who have canonical issues where the website's duplicated in some kind of format and they're not having canonical tag on the top of their website, or if they're not setting up the correct redirects. So those are probably the most common ones that we run into. And we educate people, even if they don't, sign with us or anything, we educate them and tell them how to address it.
What are the quickest fixes that you see that you can do to a website to make the biggest difference?
Google Analytics, and then making sure that there's relevancy. We see a lot of people doing keyword cannibalization where emergency plumber might be doing emergency plumbing Philadelphia on the homepage, emergency plumbing Philadelphia on another page, and you're really not creating that difference and that relevancy for Google to pick which one's more important. As we all know that the homepage is going to be a little bit more important, but it becomes a struggle for a lot of business owners that they think that, I'm just going to throw stuff up there and hopefully something happens, but there is a true strategy behind it. Being able to, strategize and see what, your separation should really be throughout the website.
Mm-hmm. What have you learned early in your SEO career that still impacts how you do business today?
Well, there are one thing specifically, making sure that the deliverables and the goals are clearly stated and written out in whatever contract that we go into. When we first started out, and this was I guess just me being naive and not really knowing, but we would have people clients say like, "Oh, I thought you were going to come take pictures of all of our products." And, I was just like, well, I can come here and take pictures on my phone, but you guys can do that just as easily. We're not photographers.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure that everything is clearly written out and everything is clearly discussed so that everyone is on the same page. Because when, you start off like that and you're not even on the same page right out of the get-go, things are already started off on the wrong foot.
Right. So it's important to set those expectations. And do you do a consultation with them before getting started?
Yeah. We offer full website audits for anyone who emails us or contacts us. We do hundreds a month. And we can even tell when some of these people reach out to us that they just want information, which is perfectly fine, because we know that although they may not be interested now, they may realize that these same issues haven't been fixed over 30, 60, 90 days. And then they're going to call us and say, hey, we remember you guys gave us all these issues. These people haven't fixed them. Are you guys able to help?
Right.
And we're, perfectly okay with that. We do trainings with some of our clients' internal marketing teams. We offer trainings for business owners in Jenkintown. We want to provide as much information as we possibly can because, we do know what we're doing, and we do know how to handle these websites and what strategies are going to work. And we have a proven track record of that.
Mm-hmm. So what's the most important question business owners should ask themselves when evaluating an SEO company?
Really is transparency. I know that there's a lot of agencies that say they're transparent. It's really, if you ask a question, are you getting a straight answer, or are they beating around the bush and just trying to give you the perfect answer in the world, like in the digital marketing world? We've seen it where there's companies that say, well, I hired this company, they send me a report, and then you look at the time frame of the reports and they're telling the best story. It's really not a time frame that they should be comparing more recent, like what did you do last month and stuff like that. So it's important to just be aware of the transparency you have with a company and stuff like that, because there is times where we notice that companies are not understanding what the data is being provided to them, and then on top of that, the transparency of everything.
Very good. Well, Nick and Mark, we've covered quite a bit of information today. If there's anything that you would like to include that we haven't touched on yet, what might that be?
I would say no matter what business you're in, no matter how long your business has been around, the internet is not going anywhere. There are 63,000 searches every second on Google. 63,000. So how many of those people are going to be looking for your services? How many of those people are you missing out by not optimizing your website? I know for some people it's scary because you have no idea what you're getting yourself into or how to understand it, but try to understand. There's so many things that you can read on the internet. You can go to moz.com. It's a great resource for any business owner who wants to learn a little bit more. Call us and talk to someone you trust, anyone, to get some more information and get involved, because this is important and it's only growing. And there's so much that you could be missing out on.
Let me talk about competition for a minute, because I know there's new companies popping up all over the place and all the time. And there's companies that haven't done any kind of internet marketing at all for their business. And then they're looking at these other companies that have been doing internet marketing for 10, 15 years. Can they still compete?
Yeah, I mean, they can compete. There's agencies out there that don't even do SEO on themselves. And for some reason, it really comes to a sales competition. For us, we'd rather show people video testimonials, the product itself, the transparency, the dashboard, everything you're going to get, and just show them, like, this is what it is. And it shouldn't be that shady stuff where, well, my SEO company doesn't tell me what to do, and they're currently not doing, their own SEO. And it's such a tough industry to be in, because there's so many people that have been burned in the past, and for them to trust another agency is really difficult. But that's why you need to provide them that trust with video testimonials and everything else.
Excellent. So if somebody wants to reach out to you guys and SEO Locale, what's the best way for them to do that?
They could call, or they could send us an email. My email is nick@seolocale.com. And then
I'm Marc, M-A-R-C, at SEOLocale.com. You can also call our line, 267-368-7905. And we're more than happy to speak to anyone who's even just interested in learning more about it.
Well, excellent stuff. We've got Nick Quirk and Marc Brookland. Thank you very much for being my guest on the Trust Factor Radio today.
Thank you, Neil. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Neil.
And to our listening audience, if you like what you hear, hit that like button and share, and we'll see you next time on the show.
You've been listening to the Trust Factor Radio with Neil Howe. To learn about the resources mentioned in the show and to listen to past episodes, go to thetrustfactorradio.com. To get a copy of the book, The Trust Factor, go to thetrustfactorbook.com. If you are ready to act now and build your authority, credibility, and trust, schedule a consultation with Neil at theauthorityarchitect.com.